morning and welcome to Morning Java, brought to you as always by Get Go Cafe and Market. Right now, Dale, they have pumpkin-flavored everything.
Yeah, you can even get pumpkin beer at some Get-Go's.
That's a good call, too. Dale, Steelers had a few good calls today. They win a tight one against the Colts at home. But what's your big story of the game?
I mean, they improved to 4-4. That's a big thing. They went into this 3-game home stretch, 3 games in a row at home, needing to win 2 of the 3 to keep themselves relevant in the AFC playoff picture. They've gotten the first 2. Now they can get greedy and go for all 3 for next week, assuming their defense continues to play the way it has.
And the defense is a huge part of it. They had 2 big turnovers in the field play. Special teams got another one. All around, you saw Minkah Fitzpatrick with the play of the day with the pick 6. The biggest difference this defense has is winning the turnovers consistently in games. They had
against everybody,
and they had another day of being up 1 turnover. I think that gives them 19 on the season.
22.
I'm sorry, I was going off last week. 22 turnovers on the season. Huge stand-up performance by the defense. All right, Hunter, Mason Rudolph, so-so performance. His 1 interception was really just a bad drop by Juju, but he did move the ball at times. What was your take on some of the performance that he had?
Yeah, I thought it was kind of interesting, man. Coach Tomlin said repeatedly in his post-game presser, we need to start faster. And he even made a comment that Mason is limiting Mason, not the offense is limiting Mason. So he made it sound like the adjustments are squarely on Mason at this point. But I thought he actually started pretty fast. You talk about the pick. They were moving the ball on that first drive, moved the ball on the second drive. So I don't know that I necessarily agree he needs to start faster. It was kind of the second half got brutal with the play calling. It turned into the Chargers, Devlin Hodges dink and dunk game plan, and I'm not sure why, but Tomlin kept making it sound like this is on Mason to make those reads done.
Well, I'll say this, Hunter. One thing I know is early on, the checkdowns to Samuels worked because the Colts were worried about Juju. They were worried about Johnson, and they were worried about those guys. But eventually they said, okay, well, if that's all you're going to do, we're going to play up and cover that. And they did. And there were plays where I saw Vance McDonald clapping his hands at the 5-yard line, being wide open, not getting targeted. I think that those are the steps that Tomlin's talking about with Rudolph. It's like, hey, we get you're trying to make the smart quarterback play, but sometimes you have to. Sometimes that involves looking down the field and taking those shots.
Sure, and we'll say this. Last week Juju had his 100-yard game. Deontay Johnson broke out a little bit. This week was the James Washington show.
Really
if you're talking about receivers, he had a couple big plays, including 2 of the best catches he's ever made in the regular season. 2 beautiful ones. So if he gets going, they can combine that with some Juju and Deontay. There is something there.
And I thought the one catch that wasn't his best, but it was in the second half on the 40-yard bomb. Rudolph read the fake blitz, or read the blitz from the Colts and said, I got one-on-one, that's my guy, and he put up a shot. It was underthrown, but he put up the shot, and Washington came down with it. They need more of those type of plays to sort of just build that chemistry.
This is going to sound stupid, but they're 4-4. They're back at 500, and I've never been at any point in the season more skeptical about where this team is headed than after this game. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I think you are, really, because, that's a good football team that they beat today.
Yeah?
Yes, they had some injuries, but you know what? The Steelers have their share of injuries as well.
That's fair.
And you know what? You go into games like this, it doesn't matter how you win it. Did you win it? That's the question that you ask at the end of the game. Did you win the football game? Would you have felt better if they went up and down the field today and lost 42-41?
That's also fair.
I think some fans would like that.
That's also fair. It's just, Dale, I've been waiting. From the day we walked into Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, I've been looking for one thing from this team as a sign of hope, and that was going to be that there'd be some kind of rhythm on. I think we're going to die here. Go ahead. Come on. We're good. Somebody's got to clean the stadium, damn it. And that's all recyclables, too. That man is saving the planet.
Absolutely. No, but, you say you want something to get excited about. Well, how about the defense?
The defense
They're
is
forcing
exciting.
turnovers like crazy.
But I'm not saying it from the standpoint of excitement. I wanted to see the offense gain some semblance of an identity, okay? And you go to early in this game, very early, and you saw there was a drive where there was a little bit of run, a little bit of pass, a throw downfield, and it looked like, okay, that can be your identity. And if you're looking for an example, it would be those guys they played today, because they have the most vanilla offense in the NFL. Everything is just a little bit of this, a little bit
They
of that.
do a nice job of misdirections and things like that. I think Frank Reich
but
does a
again,
nice
the
play game.
Steelers can be that with
They could
better
be, yeah.
with better play calling and with more consistency.
I just think at this point they are what they are in terms of offensively. A lot of it is on Mason Rudolph and his maturation process.
That
This
is
was
correct.
his 5th career start. I know the expectation is for him to go out there and play like a 15-year veteran.
No. Let's be more specific. It's to be Ben.
Yeah, and he's not going to be that.
No, he's not. And for that matter, Jalen Samuels coming off of an injury isn't going to be what James Conner was. Look, I
just
get
not that guy,
Dale.
yeah.
I just want to see something. I mean, what week was this?
This is week 8 or 9, actually. We're halfway through the season.
Yeah, and there's still just nothing in that sense, and we just keep waiting for it. And the exasperating part of that is, Deontay Johnson and I were just talking about this now, that they know that it's there. They know that they can block better, that they can run better, that they can pass better, they can catch better and make plays. They know it's there. It's not like they have this self-awareness that they stink or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I hear you. There are, when you look at the second half of this season, they've got one of the easiest schedules remaining in the league. The Dolphins just beat the Jets today. The Jets are on the schedule down the road. The Bengals are still on the schedule. I mean, there are wins built into this second half that if they do find that offensive identity and couple it with that defense, they could. I'm not saying they're going to win the Super Bowl, but they could make the playoffs.
By the way, how does Buffalo get 14 easy games? How did that happen?
They got the
That has
Patriots
nothing to
schedule.
do with anything. It's ridiculous. Like, they have 14 easy games out of 16. Like, every week you look up and Buffalo's playing some garbage team and barely beating them. Had nothing to do with anything. Sorry.